What survives when money fails? Money is supposed to be invisible, a quiet bridge between what you have and what you need, a measuring stick, a memory, a promise. But sometimes the bridge groans, sometimes the stick bends, sometimes the promise gets renegotiated without your signature. When money fails, what actually survives? Not everything dies, not all at once, not everywhere. Failure is a gradient, survival is a pattern. Thesis: this isn't a bartering apocalypse, it's a repricing of trust. When the unit of account phrase, people keep trading. But they change what they trust, who they trust, and how far their trust travels. What survives are claims that are useful, portable, credible, and renewable. Money does not fail like a light switch. It fails like a dimmer. Unit failure: your money measures less each month. Inflation: payment failure: your money works here, but not there. Clearing, sanctions, outages. Credit failure: your signature used to be enough. Now it needs collateral. Trust compression. Rule failure: the contract terms are updated. Financial repression, capital controls, price edicts. Each failure type triggers a different survival move. Confusing them is how people get hurt. The unit doesn't have to die for your plan to. History's chorus: same song, new instruments. Rome clipped coins and called it reform. People shortened contracts and stored grain. Others printed paper and called it patriotic. People kept two prices, one public, one whispered. Moderns upgrade the plumbing, balance sheets, guidance, emergency windows. People upgrade their rails, bank, cash, stable pay, gift cards, foreign currency, a second wallet. Pattern: rulers stretch promises. Units stretch with them. Households stretch around both. You don't need to memorize dates to understand money's failure mode. You need to memorize behaviors. Tier 1, calories, kilowatts, shelter, food, energy, rent. The basics are intrinsic use claims. They don't care what your currency thinks of itself. They can be stored, supplied, or prepaid. They clear without a spreadsheet. Tier 2, liquidity that travels. Payment methods that jump borders or rails. Cash, widely accepted foreign currency, settlement networks that stay up when others blink, and instruments retail will still scan tomorrow. If it pays everywhere, it buys you time anywhere. Tier 3, cash flowing assets, businesses, rentals, royalties, productive land. The output heals the unit. Cash flow is survival oxygen because it repeats. One-shot stores of value can be taxed by time, repeating claims can outrun it. Tier 4, hard to confiscate capital, skills, licenses, reputations, networks. When rules change, portable human capital moves faster than paper claims. It's the only store of value that learns while you sleep. Tier 5, insurance against the institution, legal structures, redundancies, and optionality. Second bank, second rail, second jurisdiction, second passport, second plan. Institutions don't conspire, they synchronize. Redundancy buys you asynchrony. You don't need everything from every tier. You need some from several, balanced to your reality, not your ideology. The 4 survival verbs: prepay, index, shorten, diversify. Prepay what you must consume anyway. Utilities, tuition pockets, durable staples. You swap currency risk for inventory risk, often a better trade. Index contracts where you sell your time. A gentle clause beats a heroic salary. Shorten obligations you can't index. Optionality is a lifeboat. Diversify rails and jurisdictions. Single points of failure, love emergencies. Not advice, a lens. Myth 1. It goes straight to barter. Barter is a sign of local trust, not its replacement. Even in chaos, people invent scripts. IOUS, tallies, tabs, cards, to keep exchange fast. You rarely get pure barter. You get parallel monies. Myth 2. One metal fixes everything. Hard assets can store yesterday's effort, but groceries are priced in today's politics. Portability, divisibility, and acceptability decide what clears at the checkout line. A single hedge is a shrine, not a strategy. Myth 3. Cash is always king. Cash is king until the throne moves. If ATMs ration, if wages lag, if rules change, the king gets a curfew. Liquidity that travels beats liquidity that waits. Survival isn't purity, it's mix. Elastic money retells the same story from opposing angles. Owners see equity gains, renters see gatekeeping, borrowers see cheap time, savers see stolen time, politicians see investment, households see higher bills. Each group is right from where they stand. If you want to survive, study vantage points, not just prices. It's the same chart, it's not the same life. Frontier markets telegraph the play, outages, dual rates, capital controls. Supply chains whisper before consumer prices shout. If inputs wobble, outputs wobble later. State budgets reveal priorities. Watch who gets paid in full and on time. Electricity and bandwidth are the real monies of modern life. Their price and stability front-run everything else. Learn to read the cue. Who's at the front when the system is stressed? That's your early signal. The quiet default. How policy pays yesterday's bill. States can default loudly or softly. Loud is a broken coupon. Soft is a dozen small edits. Financial repression. Hold yields below inflation and call it prudence. Tax timing. Collect now, inflate later. Unit edits. Redefine baskets. Revise formulas. Rename the pain. Soft default feels civilized because it ships the cost in parcels. But the parcels still arrive. New money doesn't land uniformly. It lands on balance sheets first. Asset prices greet it like a returning friend. By the time it visits paychecks, the party moved across town. This is why your 401 cow smiles while your grocery cart scowls. The edge isn't sinister, it's sequencing. Translation: if you cannot be early, at least refuse to be last. Shorter contracts, indexed terms, and assets with buyers of last resort move you up the sequence. Cash flow clarity. No monthly survival burn after rent, energy, food. Stacked liquidity. 1. Everyday bank. 2. Cash. 3. Alternate rail. 4. Emergency saleable assets. Payment redundancy. 2 cards, 2 banks, 1 offline fallback. Term discipline. Avoid long, fixed promises. Prefer short, indexed, cancelable. Prepay favorites. Items you'll use regardless. Gas cards, staple bulk buys, season passes. Skill upgrade, 1 credential, or skill that monetizes quickly if hours get cut. Community, 3 people you could help, 3 who could help you, before you need them. You are not optimizing returns. You are reducing fragility. Small businesses, keep oxygen, keep options. Receivables discipline, shorten terms, offer early pay discounts, index long contracts to clear inputs. Inventory realism, carry what turns. Pre-buy critical inputs. When spreads scream, later will be dearer. Banking redundancy, keep a clean secondary account. Don't learn new KYC during a storm. Pricing story, teach customers what you're protecting, quality, continuity, speed, then price for survival. Energy sanity, know your kilowatt appetite. Pre-arrange backup if your region hiccups. Businesses do not die from bad margins alone. They die from calendar mismatch. Cash comes slow. Bills come fast. When money fails, communities remember how to keep score without a ticker. Reputation clears faster than paper. Reciprocity clears when rails stall. Trust price discriminates. Friends get a better rate than strangers. Contributors clear sooner than critics. Your future self can't borrow your past paychecks. It can borrow your past favors. Rail diversity is not ideology. It's uptime. If one network throttles, another can carry. Even simple hacks count. Store credit for staples, prepaid utilities, an account in a sturdy jurisdiction. Remember, the goal isn't to dodge rules. It's to avoid being hostage to one set of failures. Watch the buyer of last resort. Sectors with guaranteed flows get political pricing. Prefer cash flows over narratives when units wobble. The check shows up even if multiples don't. Mind duration. Long promises are beautiful in fair weather and heavy in storms. Read balance sheet language like a lawyer, not a fan. Temporary, transitory, flexible, our timing tells. If you must be wrong with a short leash. Kids and elders. What is the time horizons that get ignored? For kids, the unit they inherit is policy-shaped. Teach them earning power, not just saving power. For elders, long fixed promises can be traps. Match assets to actual monthly needs, not brochure averages. Survival is intergenerational. So are mistakes. Places that keep water, power, trash, transit, bandwidth online keep commerce online. Cities with boring competence beat cities with exciting press releases. Budget for competence is the highest ROI line item no influencer will hype. If your city is competent, you're already hedged. If it isn't, you'll need private substitutes, and those aren't cheap. Tough times tempt shortcuts. Gray markets, sharp practice, scams. Resist the fast nickel that burns your name. In every regime, good names clear faster than good schemes. When the unit fails, you are the unit people price. Make it expensive in the best way. Prepay what you'll use. Index what you sell. Shorten what you owe. Diversify how you pay. Prefer cash flow to trophies. Invest in skills you can pack. Keep two rails. Keep good company. Not dramatic, effective. This all sounds grim, fair. But money fails partially, locally, and reversibly more often than it collapses absolutely. Adaptation beats alarmism because it works in both worlds, normal and noisy. You don't need prophecy. You need policy literacy and a plan that flexes. What survives? When money fails, useful survives, credible survives, repeatable survives, human survives. You can't control the yardstick. You can control your distance from it. History isn't a museum. It's a manual. Use it. If you want more myth-free breakdowns, history as a mirror for modern markets, subscribe to Master Luxury Finance. Like, comment, and share this with someone who thinks money is only a number on a screen.